Hi, welcome back again to my channel. So you've probably seen me a few times already. Um, and if you are enjoying the content that I'm sharing, because this is literally the only way I can survive on the internet, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. But for those who are just finding out about me for the first time, my name is Oyina Debayo. I'm the CEO and founder of a group of companies called Niyo. And the reason why I'm qualified to have given you this information is because I actually run a bootcamp business called Niyo Bootcamps, um, essentially. So today we're going to be talking about how to get into tech and what are the ways to get into tech. So what are the pathways into tech and how do you get into tech as a black woman? So we're going to explore some things today. If you don't already, get yourself your tea, coffee, mocktail, cocktail, whatever it is that you like, your juice. Get yourself your notepad and your pen, whether it's digital or physical, get it out because you're going to need to take some notes today. In terms of like the content that we're going to be sharing. So, how do you get into tech and what are the pathways? Oftentimes, with a lot of how-to videos, there isn't enough content or there isn't enough realization of you as the person. So I could tell you about how people get into tech, but what's more important or what's really important is actually exploring what type of person you are. Are you an analytical person? Do you like to think creatively? Are you more of a creative? Are you more of a doer? Would you sit behind a computer for hours? What type of person are you? Because depending on the type of person you are will depend on how or what pathway you would need to take in the tech industry. Because news to you, it's not just coding, it's not just software engineering, there's many paths into the tech industry. So you need to figure out what type of person you are. Are you more of a manager? Do you like to organize things? Are you more of a designer? Do you like to design things? Are you more of a creative? Are you more of a logical thinker? Because oftentimes people think, okay, coding is just about building a website, but actually there are different. There's literally so many pathways in this space. Okay, so explore the type of person you are. Explore if you're creative or your logic. Okay, that's the first thing. Explore what type of role you are looking for based upon the person that you are and why. The why is so important. Okay? Because there are no code pathways and there are code pathways. So in the no code pathways, we've got the UX UI designers. This is if you are a creative person, you like to make things look pretty, for example. So for example, just so that you can see, we're building in one of the brands at Niyo, we're building an academy and a salon space. And you can see this picture here. This was created on a tech platform, but it was completely designed and there was no, can you see that? But essentially, there was no coding involved. But in order for me to be able to make this become something on the metaverse, I have to code this. But you could literally be that person who create the design in the tech space and actually not necessarily be the one to code it. Oftentimes when people think about getting into tech, they think about, they're coming to do this. They're coming to the creative bit. Now, what happens is that somebody designs this and somebody codes it, and you need to see code as the thing that brings something alive. Code brings a design alive. So you could be the no-code creative person that designs something. It's a bit like a fashion designer, okay? So fashion, you got different people. Some fashion designers would rather just probably draw their designs and get somebody else to sew it and make it and engineer it and put it together, right? Now, coding and software engineering is literally putting together this picture, right? It's putting together this to make it something that can be used. I would not be able to wear a design that my fashion designer has just put in a picture. I only can wear it when it's been engineered together. So it's really important to understand what type of person you are and what space you're in. So there's no code, as I said earlier on, and there's code. Within the no code section, it's normally made up of designers, it's normally made up of managers or product people, people who are thinking about the product. It's normally made up of researchers, people who are thinking about the customer that will use the product. And it's normally made up of analysts to an extent, not all the time. People who analyze the data, the insights. Sometimes you do have to code it. I'm going to go into it a bit later on. Okay, and sometimes you do have to do a level of engineering, but there's no logical coding involved. So that's the no-code pathway. So in a no-code pathway, you can become a UX UI designer, you can become a marketing graphic designer, you could become a product manager, you could become a product designer, you could become a technical project manager, you could become a 3D artist, you could become sometimes a data analyst, depending on the type of person that you are. You might not be, if you're creative, that might not be your thing. So many no-code pathways. Okay, now the second pathway is the code pathway. Okay, this is where you now have to engineer this picture into something that actually moves and breathes, that people can interact with. And actually, it's a bit like adding your eggs and your flour together to make cake, for example. Okay. So yeah, that is the code. So within code, you have to realize that in order for you to be able to make something a reality, there are different syntax, there are different functions, there are different things that put it together, and it's all done in a really interesting and complex way. And so when you're thinking about getting into tech, don't just think about a pretty picture like this, or a pretty product like Instagram, or a pretty product like Facebook, and think that is all it. There are people who are actually coding it to come alive. So you might want to be the person that engineers that thing at the back, but you have to be realistic of the type of person that you are. And so the code pathways could be full stack engineers, could be machine learning experts, AI engineers, data scientists as well. You could be a C# developer, and these people in the C# space tend to be people who work with people in the VR and AR and XR space to make it a reality, and so on and so forth. So literally, those are the two major pathways to go into. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. I'm happy to answer them. Number 3, learn the skills. So now you've explored the type of person you are. Then you've explored the type of role that you're looking to get into. Now you need to be able to learn the skills based upon the type of role that you're trying to get into. Okay, so learn the skills. So, okay, let's say you realize I'm actually a designer. It's really important to go and learn that skill and learn it excellently. Learn it to a really good level so that you can now be able to be credible in industry. Build confidence. I did a whole video on confidence and imposter syndrome. Go and watch it over here. I put it over here. So build your confidence, and just as a summary, the way you build your confidence is to be consistent in your networking, be consistent in your thought leadership, and also in your skill set as well. Take on mini projects. Okay, so even if you've not gotten into a boot camp, so actually you can also, aside from learning the skills, how do you learn the skills? There are various ways. You can come on a boot camp. So we run boot camps, Niyo boot camps, and we run boot camps for you to be able to get into software engineering, to be able to get into, to become a black hair tech boss, for example, where you learn hairstyling skills and also how to build a digital business behind it. We also have like a data analytics course. We have a VR and AR course. We have some Web3 courses that are coming up. There's many things that we're working on, and also if you want to be able to come from junior to mid, we also have some of those courses as well. But there's many other resources online too. But start with a boot camp. And if you can't afford to pay for a boot camp, Most of our boot camps are fully funded if you meet a specific requirement, and if you don't meet that specific requirement, there are options to do and to pay as well. Yeah, I mentioned that. So I've mentioned learning skills, I've mentioned building confidence. Take on mini projects, volunteer your time with a tech business. Try and ask, can I shadow a software? Ask the software engineer whether you can shadow them if you want to go down the software engineering route. And take on those projects and document those things. Put them on your portfolio. Put them on your LinkedIn that you're doing it. Okay. Get yourself a mentor. There are so many mentoring programs out there, and that are out there to support you and to help you and to navigate the space. Go to conferences. Be exposed to the space. Ask questions. No question is a stupid question. Actually, stupid questions are what propel you into greatness. And lastly, but not least, you can learn all the skills you want, but if you don't network, you will be left behind. Network, network, network. Talk to people in this field and outside of the field of what it is that you want to now do and how to get into that. Now, for those that might be watching and thinking, why in the world do I want to get into tech? The World Economic Forum did say that by 2030, that a lot of our jobs are going to be automated, and a lot of those jobs are jobs like your accountancy jobs, they're jobs like your retail jobs are going to be automated soon. So it's really important that you are a builder of that. That's the primary reason. But secondarily, there's a great reward of being in the tech industry. Now you can start small, and actually you need to focus on learning. But actually, you can come into the industry and your starting salary could be as little as £25,000, all the way to mid-level when it's like 60,000, all the way to senior level where it can be up to like $400,000, depending on where you're at. But it's not just about the money, because in order to get there, it takes a lot of dedication, hard work, projects, working on project, building expertise, building your network, building your thought leadership, to be an investor in the industry. And how do you do that? It's by actually investing your time and your skills and your expertise and showing that you are passionate about solving the problems that this industry has, or solving the problems that customers have in general. So if you want to find out more about the work that we do, you can actually sign up to be a part of one of our boot camps. If you go on niyo.co and join the Niyo family. I'm not sure when this video is going to be out. However, we do have boot camps time to time. So if you go on niyo.co, literally niyo.co, and you just click on the Niyo boot camps link, you'll be able to kind of see all of the boot camps that we have going on. And yeah, just do sign up to one if you feel like it's for you. It's majorly for the boot camp is majorly for women in the UK, but we are going to be expanding across the world soon. So yeah, I just want to see as many of us in tech as possible. Until the next time, my name is Queen Adebayo, and I'll see you soon.